So, Planet Rainbow's greatest treasure is a mood ring? Uni, I hope you guys kept your receipts for that thing. We opened this week up with the Precure recollecting the events of last week when Hikaru pulled off her little Deus Ex Machina to win the fight against Capard. Monica theorized it might have been related to the Twinkle imagination. Hey, maybe we're gonna have some actual plot development this week, and we can resolve this whole Twinkle imagination thing, and not have it take up most of this final core of the series and... Huh? What's that? The movie's coming out next week? Oh well, guess we'll just have to put that on the shelf for another week. I think I might have missed the shelf. Yep, while researching data about the Twinkle imagination, Lala's AI brought up a news article about a mafia boss having acquired the aforementioned mood ring from Planet Rainbow. Not exactly sure how the two are related. Maybe the AI got distracted by an affiliated link, but whatever. The mafia boss, Don Octo, was actually one of the auctioneers from Uni's first episode, and was the head of one of the most powerful mobs in the galaxy. Of course, this did deter a certain cat burglar. Did you really need to use your perfume just to put on a hat and some sunglasses? We then got a special OP that of course included previews of the aforementioned movie. And okay, it's unusual for the main series villains to get involved in the movie, but why did it have to be Tenjo? Anyway, after that spoilerific opening, the Precure snuck on board the most awesome spaceship ever. I mean, come on, that's a shark smoking a pair of cigarettes. That is the sweetest ride in the whole damn universe. But yeah, after infiltrating one of the most impressive looking sci-fi looking settings in this whole series, Hikaru recollected a conversation they had with Uni earlier. As it turned out, they, mostly Hikaru, tried to convince Uni not to return to her old criminal ways. Hikaru! Yeah, let's get this out of the way right now. I'm not a huge fan of Hikaru basically pulling a 180 on what she said back in episode 27. I mean, granted, she wasn't fully endorsing Uni's many burglaries, but she did try to defend her many deceptions and kinda failed at that by using false equivalency. If they had just acknowledged that she had committed wrongs back in that episode and was trying to better herself as a Precure, then I wouldn't be bringing this up now. Because bringing it up here makes all of our heroines seem like a bunch of hypocrites, really. Anyway, inside the ship, there was another uninvited guest, or guest star in this case, Assistant Inspector Marianne, the character who was basically meant to act as the tie-in for the movie. She had recently gotten her badge from Space McGruff here, and was excited over her first day as a cop. Little did she know that her first assignment would be to capture a pro wrestler with a very unhealthy furry fetish. Her actual first assignment was to gather intel on the space mafias who conveniently were having a little galactic gathering. And I'll say right now, even though Rina Chinen's acting is a little stiff, she is still fairly green when it comes to voice acting, I really like Marianne. She's a peppy little canine with a very amiable personality, and while I'm not the biggest fan of furries, I'll admit she's cute. Overall, I'd say she's the second best crime dog toys ever produced. The Precure also managed to infiltrate the gathering with some very questionable disguises, and somehow Don Fuafua intimidated them enough to let them in. Hey, don't come back to me. I'm more distracted by the fact that Hikaru kept that stupid mask. Inside, Uni managed to rather easily slip the ring off of Don Octo. I'm guessing he was distracted by the pointless Shigeru Chiba cameo. Uni managed to deceive the guards using what looks like a variation of Bakinyan. Man, I miss him. But it didn't deceive Marianne and her sharp nose. She tried to catch the Phantom Thief with all the tools in her possession. Okay, that one line right there might have been the greatest thing to come out of this whole damn series. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you so much. The guards eventually returned, and the rookie didn't realize that the Mafia does not tend to favor either thieves or the fuzz. The creature with tentacles just said that to the furry. I don't even really have to add anything else, do I? Not wanting to turn this into one of the kinkiest episodes of the franchise, Uni rescued the hapless officer, but ended up getting captured herself. Meanwhile, outside the ship, another uninvited guest had arrived.
And
there was much rejoicing.
Seriously, if this was going to be a Uni episode, why couldn't we have gotten, oh, I don't know, her main rival, who we haven't seen in like 6 episodes, I think? Uni and Marianne were left inside the Dawn's full-on torture chamber, but had a little time before things got kinky to have a really good exchange. I mean, not only did Marianne prove to be a total cinnamon bun by earnestly thanking Uni for trying to save her, but, unlike her friends from a few episodes back, was able to objectively point out Uni's crimes. To which Uni countered by pointing out that for a cop, Marianne wasn't exactly squeaky clean herself. After all, she was basically doing an off-the-books illegal infiltration of a private residence. Yes, they were both trying to defeat an evil crime organization, but neither could deny that they were using morally gray methods, and therefore neither had the moral high ground. Again, it would have been nice to get acknowledgements like this in earlier episodes, but better late than never, I guess. Anyway, the rest of the Precure managed to rescue both of them, or to be more precise, just Marianne. However, as they were making their escape, they ran into the Dawn and his gang. And to make matters worse, in every sense of the word, Tendril arrived. She then suddenly did her summoning animation, even though her minions hadn't done their sequence yet, and wait, what? Guys, I think we're missing a few scenes of animation, guys? No one cares? Okay then. So, after that little bit of corner cutting, we of course entered into the part of the episode where the least amount of effort goes as the Precure transformed and... Wait, they didn't start off with their special attacks? There's no stock animation other than the group finisher this week? I honestly don't know how to process this. I mean, granted, it's not a spectacular anime fight by any stretch of the imagination, but compared to previous weeks, this is ufotable levels of quality. Heck, even the mid-fight speech wasn't bad, with each of the Precure again defending Yui's actions, while also including little extra bits that progressively embarrassed the kitty more and more. Oh, Jin Tanaka, you know, I'll forgive you for Kyoryuger if you just stick around and write more stuff like this, please. With some help from Marianne, the Precure managed to defeat the monster Auk. Afterwards, Uni once again tried to get the mood ring from the Dawn, though this time tried some honest diplomacy, revealing her true form as the last of her kind and convincing the crime boss to willingly hand it over. However, while she did acquire that ring through legal means, that didn't exactly excuse her other many felonies. Marianne tried to make a plea bargain of about a decade's worth of volunteer service, which of course Uni turned down while making not one but 2 meme-worthy faces. Seriously, that's a straight up Yukuri face if I've ever seen one. The Precure tried to make their escape, though amazingly, Marianne managed to keep up. However, while traveling through the Fu Warp, she overshot her target. You see, this is why you never use ludicrous speed. Thus, the episode ended with Uni agreeing to use more honest methods to reclaim her planet's treasures, and Marianne ending up crashed on our planet's moon. See you in the movie, Space Cop. For something that was very obviously just going to be a tie-in for the upcoming movie, this episode exceeded all my expectations. I mean, it's still not a great episode for the series at large, as it is just still plain old filler, but it also was one of the most entertaining episodes of this series, so I gotta give credit where it's due. As I mentioned, this week's episode was written by Jin Tanaka, who hasn't written any episodes of Star Twinkle so far, but is writing the movie and has more than a few other Precure credits starting from Doki Doki. Thus, he not only managed to adjust to this new series quickly, but also seemed to have a lot of fun writing it. I mean, come on, he not only wrote a very meta Miracle Light joke, but also had the tentacle monster threaten to punish the furry. He knew what he was writing. I've said it before, but I really do think him and head writer Isamu Murayama must get along behind the scenes because they always seem to write some of the best stuff of each other's works. And of course, the comedy wasn't the only good thing in this episode, as Marianne was a really charming character. She was very cute, but also really dedicated to being a good cop. If I were in Japan, I would go to the movie just to see more of her. Moreover, she managed to have one of the most meaningful exchanges with Uni. For a show that sometimes paints morality as just black and white, they had a scene where a cop and a thief managed to point out each other's faults and end up in the moral middle ground together. It honestly kind of made up for my complaints from the previous episode. Combine that with a decent fight scene that not even Tendril could mess up in spite of some weird animation skips, and you got one of the best filler episodes of this series. Yes, it's still filler meant to advertise the movie and ignore the Twinkle Imagination storyline for another week, but it did its job and got me interested in the movie, so mission accomplished in spite of the results for some. Right now, I'm working on a little project for Halloween, and it's going well. So, hopefully it'll be done by the end of the month. Also hope it gets past YouTube's restrictions. That actually might be the biggest hurdle. Either way, look forward to it. Until then though, farewell for now my friends, and... You know, I'm not a phantom thief, but I think I can put good usage to this very soon.